Welcome to the 48th Hong Kong International Film Festival。好大家好高興你哋嚟到今晚嘅十方之地嘅放映。咁我哋好高興請到導演咧，同大家一齊去做個問答環節嘅。Please put your hands together to welcome the director Wang Xifeng。
幾錢咯？即係再多錢嘅。OK， 靚晒唔該。
Before we start the Q&A, maybe 你有冇啲嘢想同觀眾講先？
唔好意思，我唔舒服。係咁啊。
I'm not feeling well today. I apologize.
係咁啊，今次就同之前嘅作品唔同啦。咁啊。
This is very different from my normal work.
係啦，咁但係今次係好接近我自己創作嘅一種方式。
But this is very close to my heart as a means of creation.
因為今次嘅創作咧，其實好困難，看似好似好簡單、好淺易嘅故仔咁，但係入邊花咗好多力氣喺嗰個結構上面啦、講故事上面啦，點樣打破一啲關聯係比較用咗好多時間。
It seems to be a very simple story with a very simple plot, but the creation was actually very more complicated than it looks. There were lots of boundaries that I had to cross and a lot of lines that I had to cross in order to complete this creation.
但係呢個創作嘅背後都要好 respect 同埋好多謝過去喺17年開始喺紅磡呢條街上面遇到嘅所有人啦，咁特別係回收部嘅老闆啦、南哥一家人啦，咁同埋另外兩位婆婆同埋好多未必有上到鏡嘅人嘅信任。
I express my respect and gratitude to everybody who was on that street, including but not limited to the family of Namgo and his family, who were the collectors, and also the manager of the recycling shop.
所以希望大家有啲咩問題都歡迎可以交俾我。
So please feel free to ask any questions.
好，有觀眾想問問題嘅就舉手，我哋會俾個咪你嘅。
Please raise your hand so we can give you a microphone.
好，或者我問一句先啦。咁其實見到片中即係用咗唔同嘅角度去呈現，即係紅磡呢個地區，亦都見到好多嘅生活嘅小細節嘅質感喺入面。咁其實我想問下你對即係紅磡呢個社區其實係咪有一個獨特嘅 connection， 同埋點解要揀紅磡
？I feel that in the textures and the characteristics of the district of Hong Kong is very well expressed here. Is Hong Kong as a district, does it have a special connection to you, or does it mean anything special?
應該點講咧？紅磡寶其利街呢個地方啦，我覺得有3個好大嘅因素令到我聯想翻自己成長嘅一啲畫面。
There are 3 factors in this neighborhood that make me reflect on how I grew up.
首先就係一個好舊式嘅唐樓嘅一個好大面積嘅唐樓等待被收購啦。
First of all, the massive area of the tenement flats that are waiting to be bought out.
咁另外就係喺街上面販賣嘅人啦。
The merchants, the hawkers that are on the streets and the street stalls.
同埋住喺殯儀區隔離嘅人咯。
And the people who live near and around the funeral homes.
咁呢啲元素同我自己成長見到嘅人士都好接近。
These people and elements are very similar to those that I experienced when I was growing up.
咁所以我覺得今次嘅記錄係記載咗我自己好熟悉嘅香港。
So this is a record of the Hong Kong that I am very familiar with.
咁所以今次嘅記錄係一個 kind of my love letter to Hong Kong。
有冇觀眾有問題？ 少少。咩獎？係嗰個對頭。可能你大聲少少。
I just wanted to, sorry, I wanted to thank the director for making this film because I grew up in that, I lived in that area, and over the last 10 years, the changes have been very massive, and thank you for recording it very faithfully. Are you still in touch with the people and the people that are in the film? Because I also used to deal with them, and so I'm wondering how they are doing.
今日好開心啦！今日回收店老闆同老闆娘啦，咁同埋南哥一家嘅大仔咧，今日都喺現場嘅。咁啊，
Oh, I'm very happy to say that the manager of the recycling shop and the elder son of Namgo, the collector, and his family, they are here in the audience tonight.
咁啊，係咯，之後會了解下其他嘢咩？
And then we'll talk to them later about how they do.
好，前面第三排係嘅位，係舉一舉手。Can you
I'm sorry, raise your hand, please.
Hi. Thank you for sharing this with us. I was wondering, how did you come in contact with the collectors?
多謝你分享呢個故事啦。想問點樣係最初係點樣接觸到呢個南哥同埋佢哋一家人？
一開始我係喺間回收鋪入邊打緊工。
I worked in the recycling shop.
咁然後就每一日喺度，即係花啲時間觀察每個人嘅活動啦。
And so in my observation of everybody who was in and out of the stores.
咁就好多人慢慢喺嗰個地方開始。
And then I got to know the people in that area.
前面係咪頭先仲有問題？
我都住過紅磡咧好幾年嘅，咁所以對嗰笪地方咧都好有呢一個親切感啦。尤其是即係今年啊嗰啲出名咧都係食肆啦嚇，咁即係啲鋪頭即係用翻咧，即係令到一番嘅感受啦。咁但係咧，我上一排又經過度咧，即係已經發現咧，即係已經拆晒啦，已經係即係轉變好大。咁所以我覺得咧，即係其實真係呢個十方之地呢個嘅片咧非常之有意義，因為已經變晒咧，已經唔同晒。
The film is very meaningful to me in particular because I also used to live in the neighborhood, but I revisited the area recently and realized that everything has already been demolished and it looks completely different. So this is a very meaningful project to have recorded the district as it was.
咁就即係其實點解我離開笪地方咧？亦都係因為我以前同媽咪一齊住嘅地方嘅。咁當媽咪過咗身之後咧，咁我亦都係即係離開咗呢笪地方咁樣。咁所以再翻呢笪地方即係有個好深嘅感受啦。
I lived in that area with my mother, and then I left when she passed away. So revisiting the area meant a lot to me.
但係呢套即係十方之地另外一個感受咧，就話即係點樣去取得即係因為裏邊嘅地嘅人咧都係好有呢一個喺當地好有特色嘅一個工作啦。咁點去取得佢哋嘅一個信任咧？即係你可以即係由 佢哋嘅日常嘅工作咧，因為係由好做啦，生活嘅好瑣碎嘅嘢咧，一定係取得佢哋嘅信任先至可以一同跟住點樣去有呢個
You needed to gain the trust of all the people, and in order to record their lives for such long hours doing such detailed work. How did you gain their trust?
其實主要個拍攝2017年嘅時候就我自己一個人去咗回收部開始先嘅，係啦，咁然後就真係想做呢個記錄嘅時候就開始揾唔同嘅資助啊，希望有人支持啦，咁然後正式嘅拍攝就係18至到20年呢段時間。
I started working in the recycling shop in 2017. And by the time I realized that I had enough to make a film, I started getting financing and other backup support. And so it was about 2018 to 2020 when I filmed.
咁喺呢段時間入邊，我都要好多謝我製片啦，係啦，咁同我花咗好多時間喺條街上面去認識唔同嘅人。
I have to also thank my producer who during this time went out on the street with me and got to know all the characters as well.
咁所以的確喺條街上面就花咗好多時間。
So we spent a lot of time walking the streets.
喺後排男觀眾舉手過。
我想問下導演個英文名同中文片名，即係好似有兩種唔同嘅事，可唔可以都解釋一下個片名？
Okay. Can you please explain the English and the Chinese titles of the film, which are very different from each other?
我自己創作上面，我覺得中英文片名可以係可以好唔同啦，因為我自己覺得 Cantonese 係一個好獨特嘅語言啦。
I feel that it's fine for a film to have English and Chinese titles of different meanings, especially since Cantonese is a very characteristic language dialect.
咁所以喺中文片名嘅時候，就想保留返我哋粵語嘅一啲文化啦，呢啲元素啦。
So I wanted to retain some Cantonese elements in the Chinese title.
咁十方同佢嘅發音大家都明白啦，作為香港人。
So there's a pun. Picking up the garbage is sapfong, but also the Buddhist term for the world is all the elements of the universe is also called sapfong.
咁但係去返當然中文片名同嗰個 storytelling 由第1分鐘去到最尾1分鐘係嗰個意義係存在嘅，即係個 perspective。
So the meaning, the Chinese title is exactly what it means throughout the entire film. It carries the same meaning.
咁而英文咧，我就用咗一種意譯嘅方式。
I translate the English title is according to the meaning, the significance of the film.
嚟自非洲一句言語啦。
Which is based on the African proverb that you saw at the beginning of the film.
因為我自己覺得land 同埋 water 呢個關係係好 inspire 到我點樣喺呢個故事入邊去講。
The relationship between land and water it inspired me to, in many ways, to tell the story in this particular way.
咁而water 喺Cantonese 入邊亦都有多一個 meaning， 就係可以解 income 或者 money 啦。
The word water in Cantonese, in addition to meaning liquid and fluid, also means money and income.
咁呢個比較 subtle 嘅處理就亦都係我自己嘅一個意思喺入邊咯。
And so that this carries the meaning of my film in the English title.
但係重點 obedience 呢個意思咧，其實係同我自己喺呢條片入邊去 question 個 mentality， 即係唔好話係咪香港人啊，即係喺個城市入邊好多人嘅 mentality 係我自己想用呢個方式去 review 同埋去 question。
But obedience in itself is a concept that I wish to question in urban life anywhere in any city in the world.
Any other questions? 後面嗰位男，最後排係啦，就係恤衫嗰個。
或者一次過問晒我哋，慢慢答。
唔好一題一題。
Hello. All right. Firstly, I just wanted to congratulate you on putting together such an excellent doco. It's such a joy watching it. I was just going to ask you what your editing process looked like. You know, how do you decide what to keep, what to cut, and also did the structure emerge over time in the editing process and in the process of shooting it, or did you already decide beforehand what you sort of wanted the film to look like before going into it?
咁個問題就佢首先就係恭喜導演拍出咁好嘅電影，但係咧就亦都問咧佢嘅個電影嘅結構其實係來自拍攝嘅時候已經有咧，定係剪接嘅時候已經有咧？同埋你剪接嘅時候係點樣決定keep 住邊一啲片段，然之後點樣去或者去唔可以 keep 邊一啲片段
？To be honest, sorry.
唔緊要啊！你講我用中文講都得。
To be honest, I didn't want to make an observational documentary at the beginning.
我初初其實唔想拍一個觀察性嘅紀錄片嘅。
But I did this approach during the filming. But also when I talked to the characters, I also captured the process. So the important the important part is in the editing for me. How to rebuild the structure and
我剪接嘅時候咧就決定重新做一個結構啦。我亦都覺得係同嗰啲同南哥佢哋一家人同埋啲人物交談嘅時候就已經嗰陣個結構就喺嗰個時間先至出嚟嘅。
係講到邊啊？So how to take the balance between my perspective and the voices from the people, and also it's the most difficult thing. And in the film, I played a track there because I tried to provide a space for the perspective of the goddess, yeah, to have some connect to.
Yeah. 咁其實咧佢個戲喺個戲裏邊咧，我亦都擺咗呢個嘗試擺咗呢個觀音嗰個角度係喺裏邊嘅。
而最困難就係點樣將
係你嘅觀點同埋嗰啲人講嘅嘢。
So this is the most difficult part for me, and I hope at this time I could break through some boundary of a documentary.
咁我亦都希望藉此咧就可以衝破一啲紀錄片方面嘅規限。
我哋時間唔係好多，即係只可以一個短嘅問題，係咪
？So there's only time for one short question.
後面嗰位女係藍色衫短嘅問題唔該。
其實我想問下導演拍呢套，即係點解會想拍呢個題材咯？同埋喺 Covid 之後，即係因為中間都有經歷 Covid 咁，令到你即係拍攝嘅方向有改。
Why did you decide to do a film on this topic, and did COVID change your perspective?
其實主要個拍攝，其實頭先講咗係17至20年呢段時間啦。咁中間我哋發生咗好多唔同嘅事情啦。咁而個剪接期就係20年到23年呢段時間啦。
So the film was shot between 2017 and 2020, during which time a lot of things happened in Hong Kong socially, and then the editing process was from 2020 to 2023.
咁但係喺嗰個整理成個故事同埋最後個完成品，我自己重新去睇嘅時候，我自己覺得有啲嘢發生咗啦，有啲嘢發生緊啦，咁有啲嘢亦都會將會發生啦。咁所以我從來都係一個好 open mind 去做呢件事嘅。咁亦都相信呢件事係會繼續會發生嘅。
So when I reviewed the product I had at the time, I realized that because certain things had happened and certain things were happening or about to happen, I kept an open mind and I let the events work around the film and change the film a little bit.
因為時間關係啦，咁好多謝大家嚟到今晚嘅講嘢啦。